Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jimmy. His name is Larry, and we're fucking creative geniuses.
I wouldn't say that.
I fucking would, especially with what we're concocting here, this little brewery that we're doing here, stirring the pot. All right, now last we left you in our entertainment story,
Last time on WWEZ.
Dragon Ball Z, their worst episodes of Goku powering up is better, exponentially better than the shit they've been doing lately.
Fair enough.
Based on what I've been reading.
Yep.
Because I ain't been watching. I've been busy getting my ass kicked playing Magic the Gathering with this guy. Abusive fuck.
Could be worse. You could be playing me in Tekken.
I hate him. I don't know why I keep having him here.
Jin Cena.
You're a motherfucker. We're wasting valuable time. Last we left you, we had Brock Lesnar's guitar riff playing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, why did we have that? Because if anyone remembers what happened the night after WrestleMania 28, Brock Lesnar returned. And of course, they fed him to Cena.
Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and correct that one other little mistake that they did with Brock Lesnar. And
which make him win his first match back.
And who was his first match against?
CM Punk. Because it's punishment for beating Triple H. Triple H hires Brock Lesnar.
Hired gun.
Get rid of him. Brock Lesnar does it. He beats him.
Decisively.
Yes. I'm talking SummerSlam 2014 decisively.
Mm-hmm. CM Punk is a dead man.
Walking.
Mm-hmm.
And what else we have that night is we have to keep John Cena busy.
Absolutely.
We have John Cena in the ring with a Big Show.
Now, before anybody groans.
We actually have something.
Okay.
To build this up, the night after WrestleMania 28, you have Big Show in the back with a bunch of boys just rewatching what happened at WrestleMania. The Rock Cena match, the conclusion. They clap when it's over, and then Cena walks in looking pissed off, and Big Show comes over to him and says, John, I just want to tell you, that was one of the best matches I've ever seen. You did great, my friend.
Mm-hmm. Coming from somebody who's been in the ring at a WrestleMania main event with The Rock, I gotta say, I respect that.
I'm very impressed.
To which John Cena says, I'll be the Big Show, go right ahead.
What? Why? Because I lost just like you?
But what does he do before that?
He smacks him in the face.
Smacks him right in the face, and he's like, why? Because I couldn't get the job done either, just like your sorry ass? And, well, Big Show being the Big Show.
After Cena walks out, picks up the television and fucking smashes it.
Mm-hmm.
Vince got a lot of extra cash laying around after that match.
Absolutely.
So he can afford it.
Now, you ask us, why do we have the Big Show going up against John Cena? Well, here's the thing. The wonderful thing about solid booking is when you have a whole bunch and a whole crop of new talent that you're trying to build up, the last thing you want to do is feed them to a established star without them getting any heat. For you see, at Extreme Rules, what we are doing right now is we are now planting the seeds of our new crop of superstars that are going to start taking this company into the future.
And that we are going to take them seriously.
See, before, then part 2 was the easy part. We only had to worry about a couple of superstars. This time, this is where things are going to get kind of shaky.
We spared no expense with this.
Yeah. Things are going to get kind of shaky. We apologize if there's some continuity errors here and there, but at this point, the old timeline is pretty much dead and gone. So at this point, we gotta
follow along.
Yeah.
You gotta pay attention. Now, what we also have at Extreme Rules, we have Kane and Daniel Bryan winning the tag team titles from whoever the fuck had the tag team titles. I don't give a shit who it was. Mm-hmm. You put it on Kane and Daniel Bryan. They are Team Hell No.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Sheamus defending the World Heavyweight title against Alberto Del Rio, in which Sheamus retains.
Mm-hmm.
You also have Randy Orton. Isn't Randy Orton facing...
At this point, we have Randy Orton going up against, I believe, Dolph Ziggler, I think.
No, actually, we had Randy Orton facing Cody Rhodes.
Right!
Because Cody was the Intercontinental Champion.
That is correct.
Cody's the Intercontinental Champion because he doesn't lose the belt to the Big Show in our world.
Right.
He keeps it.
Mm-hmm.
Randy Orton faces Cody Rhodes and beats him.
And beats him for the IC title. Thus, we are restoring credibility to the IC title right there by making a Prime player hold it.
The next night on Raw, they have a rematch in which Randy Orton wins, but when it's over,
Right.
Dolph Ziggler shows up and super kicks the fuck
Right.
out of Randy Orton.
We're skipping ahead, though. We're skipping ahead a little bit. Hold on. We'll get to that in a second. Now, what comes next? Who else do we have?
We also have Cesaro and Ryback having their pay-per-view debut.
That is correct.
And they
remember,
beat-
Cesaro at this time is heel. Ryback is a face. We have the Ryback facing anybody.
And same thing with
Cesaro.
Cesaro. You could put Cesaro against anybody.
But the important thing is, this is where they debut. We have to keep that in mind. You can put them up against anybody as long as they win.
Now, also, you have to remember, Cena's fighting the Big Show at Extreme Rules.
Right.
It's a Falls Count Anywhere match. But what happens is the Big Show chokeslams John Cena through the mat. The match is declared a no contest.
Right. Well, it is a Falls Count Anywhere match, so we could give, if you wanted to, you could give Big Show the win, because even if it's through the mat, it's a Falls Count Anywhere, he can still get pinned. You know what I'm saying?
Could do that.
So if you wanted to give Big Show the win here, it's okay. I think it's okay, especially considering what's going to happen next. So bear this in mind. John Cena has now been chokeslammed through the ring. Remember, the supposed paid top face of the company has now been put in medical jeopardy by this giant Big Show. So what does Triple H do the next night on Raw?
He berates him in front of everybody.
I think we all remember the carelessness, like, you know, the one that happened to Ryback. Remember when Triple H just lost his cool, Ryback, and said carelessness. Bring that to the forefront of what Triple H says to the Big Show, of how you almost put my top guy completely out of commission.
And which the Big Show replies, if he was as good as you claim, you wouldn't have to protect him.
Which is mirroring another major fan argument against current things right now. Again, you're taking that fan animosity
and using it to make money
by telling a good story. So, the grudge match is set up for the next pay-per-view, which is Over the Limit.
Oh, wait, we didn't. Oh, yeah, we did talk about CM Punk. Okay, now we're going into Over the Limit, where Big Show is fighting John Cena a second time. But this time, John Cena gets the win thanks to Triple H. And we also have Dolph Ziggler facing Randy Orton for the Intercontinental Championship, to where Randy Orton subsequently loses the title to Dolph Ziggler.
Right.
And Dolph Ziggler is going to be our Intercontinental Champion from this point forward.
Now, bear in mind an interesting thing that has happened. We have had since WrestleMania, we have had 2 Intercontinental Championship matches with 2 very capable superstars in 2 very heated competitions. Gee, I wonder if the people would think the belt mattered at this point. Probably not just yet, but I can certainly say that we're getting there. At the same time, did we have the United States Champion in contention now or at the next pay-per-view?
It was at the next
pay-per-view. Sorry.
Again, Cesaro and Ryback beat said wrestler.
Right.
And they go on to do bigger and better things.
And Kane and Daniel Bryan continue to retain the tag team championships.
I'm the tag team champion.
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 You guys get it. He's Kane, I'm Daniel Bryan. Yes.
I'm his number 1 Canaanite. How did that never catch on?
I don't know. Same reason that the testicles didn't catch on.
Oh, God, why'd you take me to that dark place? Go ahead.
What are you talking about? We're in a dark place anytime we watch Raw.
As you were.
Let me see. At Over the Limit, they abuse the Big Show. They absolutely fucking abuse him. But before they can do further damage, something happens.
The return of CM Punk.
He comes back. He's got a pipe. He's got a bat, whatever, and he fights them off. He helps Big Show up. Big Show raises his hand. The next pay-per-view, which is No Way Out. We have a tag team match, players. Yes, I did the Teddy Long dance. We have a tag team match with the Big Show and CM Punk versus Triple H and John Cena. To where the Big Show punches Triple H in the face,
Mm-hmm.
and he walks into a GTS
Mm-hmm.
for the win.
Yes.
We also have the final match between what do you call it, Randy Orton and Dolph Ziggler, where Dolph Ziggler beats Randy Orton with a super kick out of nowhere.
Right.
We also have Daniel Bryan and Kane dropping the tag titles
To Rhodes
to
Scholars.
the Rhodes Scholars.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason for that. Don't worry, we will
Yes.
get to it. We also have, I want to say, who was the U.S. champion at that point?
I cannot recall. I told you this
It's
is where you're.
terrible.
Yeah.
It's terrible because I don't know who the U.S. champion is.
It wasn't Wade Barrett, was it?
No,
No,
I don't think so.
Okay, but in any case,
we are now entering Money in the Bank.
well, who? Yeah, wait. I know we out. Who's our United States champion now?
I really don't remember.
I believe, did we give Ryback the title here? I think we did.
No, we did
No, we
not.
did
No,
not.
we did not. No, we
Okay.
did not. We were waiting till SummerSlam. Remember
Got
the IC,
Got it.
Ziggler.
Got it.
Okay, now we're heading into Money in the Bank.
Right.
The Monday after No Way Out, The Rock comes out. He confronts Triple H. He says, "Listen, SummerSlam's coming up. I'm the WWE champion. You need to have an opponent ready for me because I'm showing up to SummerSlam to whip someone's candy ass."
Mm-hmm.
So what Triple H does, he has a battle royal on Raw and a battle royal on SmackDown, and the winners are to face each other at Money in the Bank to see who is the number one contender to face The Rock.
Right.
The Monday Night Raw Battle Royal comes down to Cena and Orton.
Mm-hmm.
Orton eliminates him, and he wins. SmackDown, the Battle Royal comes down to Kane and Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan eliminates Kane.
And he wins.
And he wins. We go to Money in the Bank. John Cena is the Money in the Bank holder.
Mm-hmm.
He wins the Raw Money in the Bank to where he can challenge for the WWE title. Dolph Ziggler wins the other Money in the Bank, so he is now the Intercontinental Champion and the Money in the Bank holder. We're putting a lot of eggs in the Dolph Ziggler basket because WWE doesn't have the balls to fucking do it.
Now, what else also happens at Money in the Bank regarding one CM Punk?
CM Punk, triple threat with what?
Remember, it's a triple threat match.
No, but CM... Yes,
For the number one
correct,
contendership.
correct. I was
Because, remember, CM Punk never got his shot back for that title.
Larry corrected me. He was 100% right.
Mm-hmm.
CM Punk basically confronts Randy Orton and Daniel Bryan. He says, you guys earned your spot in this match, but I earned my spot when I never got my rematch.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan's mindset is, that's one more person I could tap out. I don't mind. Randy Orton says, that's just one more RKO I have to dish out. I don't mind.
So we get to Money in the Bank. We have our number one contendership match, which is a triple threat. It's Daniel Bryan versus CM Punk versus Randy Orton. I believe we said Daniel Bryan has got Orton in the yes lock.
CM Punk crawls into the ring trying to break it up, and Orton taps out in CM Punk's face.
We have CM Punk standing there in utter disbelief that he was just that much away.
That close.
But your new number one contender for the WWE Championship is now Daniel Bryan.
Yes.
So
So the headliner for SummerSlam is Daniel Bryan versus The Rock.
Mhm.
Now, the night after Money in the Bank, before The Rock confronts Daniel Bryan, CM Punk comes out and he remembers the beating he took at Extreme Rules. And he knows that Brock Lesnar is going to be featured at SummerSlam. He tells Triple H, I hope that you don't have an opponent lined up for Brock Lesnar.
Sorry.
Turn that goddamn crap off. He knows that Brock Lesnar is going to be featured at SummerSlam. He demands a match with Lesnar. Triple H is more than happy to give it to him because he says, I loved watching you get your ass kicked last time, and I'll be happy to see it happen again. Isn't that right, Larry?
Very good. Absolutely. Yeah, Triple H has no problem giving him this match.
And now, also, Dolph Ziggler is going to be having a one-on-one match with the number one contender for the Intercontinental title, Ryback.
Absolutely.
To which Ryback goes over. Ryback wins the Intercontinental title. Dolph Ziggler's pissed. But he also, you remember, he's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Now, at this point, Sheamus is still the World Heavyweight Champion. I would have him steamroll everybody.
Right.
There's a reason for that.
Go ahead.
At SummerSlam, CM Punk barely gets by Brock Lesnar with a roll-up. Larry came up with a good finish.
Skin of his teeth. So, what you got here, we're going to do a classic technical finish of a small guy versus a big guy. We're going to have Brock Lesnar. At one point, CM Punk is holding his own through the match until he gets cocky. Brock Lesnar begins doing to him the same thing he did last time. Roll right over him. Until finally, at one point during the match, CM Punk is very, very minutely, with every chance he gets, trying to get basically a turnbuckle over and done with, trying to take the thing off. He gets it off eventually. CM Punk is battered. He's bruised. He's waiting in that corner, that exposed turnbuckle corner. Brock Lesnar charges. He gets out of the way. Brock Lesnar gets hit. Roll him up for a small package. 1, 2, 3. He just gets out with the skin of his teeth. He does not win with the GTS. I don't even know if he might not even hit the GTS in the match. But he just barely gets out of that alive, beating Brock Lesnar.
With a roll-up. Which in its own way really isn't a completely clean finish.
No, it is not. It's not a clean finish at all because of the whatchamacallit.
Catch him off guard.
Absolutely, and the exposed turnbuckle. That
exactly.
is absolutely
and
not
after
at all
the match,
clean
Brock
finish.
hits an F5 because Brock is Brock.
Yep. Doesn't take a line down. So.
And then in the main event, The Rock and Daniel Bryan. Now, I'm sure a lot of people are rolling their eyes because of me talking about Daniel Bryan, but you know what? I'll have you do the talking on this one. Because apparently I'm not the only one that thought this was a great idea.
Well, okay, first of all, you have Daniel Bryan in a match against The Rock. I mean, what the hell more do you want? You know what I'm saying?
Quality-wise, it'd be fucking awesome.
I mean, honestly, you put Daniel Bryan in a match against, a sandpaper, and you're going to get a 5-star match out of it. Now, you have Daniel Bryan, who right now was still very over with the people. He has just beaten CM Punk and Randy Orton at the same time. You don't think he could credibly defeat The Rock at this point? Yes, Daniel Bryan will defeat The Rock, and he will beat him clean.
With the knee.
With the knee. Yes, he will not tap him out, but he will beat him with the knee.
To which The Rock would not expect anything like that, because this would be the first time he ever uses the Busaiku knee.
Right.
But what happens in the match
And remember, what was our match before this? Remember, that was all the way back
in November,
when The Rock fought Daniel Bryan
in a tune-up match
for The Rock, and The Rock beat Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, you could easily tell the story of, like, I didn't take you seriously last time. I thought that,
Well, then again, you really don't want to do that because it takes away from The Rock's win, because that's kind of what Cena did in their rematch.
All right, fair enough. But what I mean is, like, no, but the way he's going to say it is as such. I didn't believe the legend. I didn't know. I got in there. I thought I got in there with a folk tale. What I got in there with was a legend, and I was not ready for that. Quote me on that one.
Actually, very good storytelling.
Thank you. Now, I don't know if Daniel Bryan could cut promos that good, but still, that's the kind of story you want to. Yeah, that's the story you want to tell here. Is that Daniel Bryan? He,
has respect.
He has respect for The Rock, and now he wants to come with him and have a decent match. Have a really good match with him and take the title, and he does so. Now, if Daniel Bryan was able to wrestle John Cena through a 5-star match at SummerSlam, I'm sure he would have no problem doing that with The Rock. You know what I mean?
Now, think about this. At WrestleMania 29, The Rock lost to John Cena.
Mm-hmm.
That same John Cena lost to Daniel Bryan. So, technically speaking, Daniel Bryan can beat The Rock.
Well, the amount of ability. Well, you got to remember, we're telling this in the story, in the story wise of proper WWE, where proper booking determined what you could and couldn't do, not your physical stamina.
After Daniel Bryan gets the win and he's holding the title for the first time,
Uh-huh.
he looks at The Rock, who realizes he's been beat.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan sticks his hand out to The Rock and says, "Thank you for this incredible match."
We can even have them hug if you want to.
The Rock accepts the handshake.
Goes in
Daniel Bryan goes in to hug him. Rock bottom. The Rock is pissed.
Mm-hmm.
He came back just to get beat by this guy. And then John Cena's music hits. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. Him and The Rock lock eyes for the first time since WrestleMania 29. And they smile at each other. The Rock says, the more the merrier. Go right ahead. He AAs Daniel Bryan. John Cena's the WWE champion. Now, here's something that I'm sure a lot of the Cena defenders are shocked by. We don't have John Cena losing clean a lot. Now, do we?
No, we don't.
We're not jobbing him out.
Nope.
Do you understand what it is that we're doing? Something that the WWE hasn't fucking done in 10 years? We are featuring John Cena prominently. We're just not only featuring him prominently. We're featuring Randy Orton prominently. We're featuring CM Punk prominently. We're featuring Daniel Bryan prominently. Dolph Ziggler, Cesaro, The Rock, Ryback. It's not all about this one asshat, and that's the problem we've had.
And we've even actually made a believable Big Show feud. Can you believe that?
I'll be damned. That's the problem that guys like us have had for years. You only feature that one guy prominently, and that's why you have no stars, and that's why your ratings are in the shit can.
But wait, we ain't done yet.
We're not done.
We're far from finished. By the way, you'll notice that the summer of Punk has gone on for almost a year and a half now, huh? But you know what? Hey, it's just, like I said, we should have probably said this at the beginning. When we say the summer of Punk, we basically just mean the culmination of the achievement. The journey of the ultimate face turn of CM Punk. You know what I mean? Which, again, at the same time, it truly hasn't all been about CM Punk.
There's been a lot of factors.
And yet, we still have so many other superstars being focused into the limelight.
And they're all being built.
I think that's everything that we have for SummerSlam. So the next night,
wait, hang on, because I'm looking at the timeline here on our page. We're about to run out. We're going to run out of time in about 5 minutes. We actually have to do part 4. And ladies and gentlemen, you guys voted for the CM Punk storyline, and that's exactly what you're going to get. And we're going to finish this off in part 3 of the CM Punk story.